Imagine you waking up, but then you notice something's wrong. You only see darkness. And not the kind of dark your eyes can adjust to, but an absolute dark no darkness could darken. And a silence so complete it has texture, like wool pressed against your ears. Then you start reaching out until you feel a wall, cold. Then another, smooth, metal. 4 sides. You reach a ceiling and a floor. You realize you're in a box. No doors, no windows, just a low mechanical hum. And then you hear a voice, flat, calm, almost kind.
You are now part of an ongoing observation. Sometime within the next hour, a device may or may not trigger an outcome that cannot be reversed. What happens is uncertain, and no one will be watching to find out. For now, your state remains both unknown and absolute.
You start catching your breath. You scream, but there's no response. You beat on the walls, but they don't yield. You begin to cry, bargain, and beg. But outside, there's only silence. You know they won't look. No one will open the box. Because in the eyes of science, in the eyes of logic, you exist in both states, living and deceased, until someone chooses to observe. What would you do if your existence hinged not on chance, but on the flicker of someone else's gaze? Time is slowly dripping. You try counting minutes, but it slips. You begin imagining faces. You see your mother, your lover, your enemies. Would they check? Would they care? Outside, someone can easily lift the lid and save you, but they won't. They have been told not to interfere, that opening the box ruins the experiment, that uncertainty must be preserved, that you are an idea, not a person. Now your heart pounds louder than the hum. You wonder, are you already dead? Maybe the gas has filled the chamber. You just didn't know. Perhaps this is the afterlife. Could it be that this is purgatory, coded in quantum mechanics? And then you ask yourself, does my life only matter if someone looks? Would you start believing that the horror doesn't come from how it ends, but from the quiet thought that you only exist if someone chooses to notice? Before we go deeper, would you beg the box be opened? Would you want someone or anyone to collapse the uncertainty, even if it means confirming your passing? Or would you rather remain an uncertainty? Comment below. What is your instinctive choice? In quantum physics, a particle exists in all possible states until observed. Only then does reality choose. Apply that to life, and suddenly you become a question mark. Does human worth require observation? Are we only real when someone's watching? If no one ever opens your box, did you ever really exist? Jean-Paul Sartre believed we are condemned to be free, and that we define ourselves through choice. But here, you can't choose. You're reduced to a passive state. You are a thing, not a person. The actions of others define your outcome. If your sense of self depends on being seen, do you still belong to yourself? Psychologists like B.F. Skinner taught us behavior changes with attention. Humans crave acknowledgement. Humans need to be mirrored, reflected, validated. Children ignored by caregivers, they wither. Adults ignored by society, they fade. If no one knows you're suffering, does your suffering still matter? Using the concept of banality of evil, Hannah Arendt warned us that the true harm doesn't always come from cruelty. Sometimes it comes from staying just far enough away. A lab coat, a clipboard, a silent room. No screams heard, no lid opened, just observation avoided. Is inaction under the guise of neutrality a moral crime? Today, millions post, cry, and scream into the void, unseen, unliked, unshared. In a digital age, are we all Schrodinger's cat? Waiting for a view, a comment, a like to confirm we exist? If your cries are never acknowledged, did you ever really cry? Are you still there? Don't go. We're still going deeper. Here we go. Let's switch it up and say you're the observer with a lab coat. What if the person in the box is your enemy? Do you open it? Do they deserve to be saved or to remain unknown? Would you still choose the same? What if the one in the box is your child, but you only realized it after the experiment had already begun? Would you intervene? Go against the rules just this one time? Will you risk ruining the experiment now? What if the experiment unfolds in front of everyone and every eye is on you? You pause for a moment and the world watches. Do you open the box because it's right or because it looks right? When you act, is it belief or performance? What if you open the box and, to your surprise, find it empty? No one inside, no device, just silence. What if none of it was ever real? Just a setup to see what you'd choose. Do you regret searching for the truth only to find nothing at all? In the end, Schrodinger's cat is not about a cat. It's about us. Our fear of uncertainty. Our obsession with observation. Our willingness to suspend action for the comfort of not knowing. Because in uncertainty, no one's guilty. No one's responsible. And no one has to look. But someone is always inside the box, waiting, wondering, hoping they matter enough to be seen. Not as data, not as theory, but as real. So ask yourself, who in your life is in a box right now? And are you refusing to look? If this dilemma disturbed you, the next will unearth something even deeper. A question you didn't know was hiding in you. Step further into the unthinkable room. We're just getting started. Watch a story that came before. They said you knew love. You didn't. It still echoes in the dark. Click the screen. Step backward before you step further. And if these questions haunt you, stay with us. The shadows are endless.